Hello again. I'm sorry I had to adjust the camera. My name is Stephen Fernandez. I'm an education advocate for San Antonio, Texas. I started a couple of educational advocacy groups. Most recently was a advocacy group for Native American parents for the American Education Program here in San Antonio, Texas. Was one of the first, and of course the people that helped to raise awareness on it, let it fizzle out. So kind of wanted to go ahead and talk about a subject that has been kind of plaguing me for a while, and I know it's been a while since I've done one of these videos, but I want to talk about the Go Public campaign. And it seems that this was started about a year ago when I was still part of the Native American Indian Parent Advisory Council at a local school district here in San Antonio. And the whole basis was to raise awareness about public schools. And most people think, well, public schools, you're thinking about, all the ISDs that are here, that, the state funds, so on and so forth. But a lot of the information that Go Public puts out there is really skewed and distorted. So let me bring you up to speed what it means by Go Public. Okay, when people think of charter and magnet schools, they're thinking automatically, well, these aren't public schools. These are special schools that parents get to send their kids to, possibly to learn better in a better environment than public schools. Well, folks, I hate to tell you this, and I hate to burst the bubble of Go Public, but charter schools, magnet schools are public schools. They are funded by the same tax dollars, the same grants, the same funds as every other school in the San Antonio, Bexar County area. So when they tell you that, Go Public, oh, public school education is wonderful, we've got all these communities, don't buy into the BS. They're the same public schools. The only problem is that they are either chartered or they're given special permission to go ahead and ignore the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills curriculum that is set forth by the state. That's the only difference. Plus, two, they have the option whether or not they want to go ahead and assess students' performance through the STAR, or the state Texas assessment of academic retention, which is what STAR is. I might have it wrong, but don't quote me on that. That's just what I remember from my advocacy through this one school district. So I kind of want to go ahead and get back onto their website. I want you to kind of see this thing here. This is their website. Let me see. And it basically goes about, their stuff like that. And it's got 3 people listed here that are their co-chairs. You got this Major General Robles, who's president and CEO of USAA Insurance and Financial. You got the president of Toyota, Chris Nelson. And then you got Kim Bowers, who's the chairman of the board of CST Brands. And pretty much, I have a challenge to them is, for number one like that y'all be truthful. Y'all be truthful about what's really going on in Bexar County. And it also gives you, the About Us, why Go Public. It gives you all this propaganda, basically telling you more or less why, you should go to public school instead of going to charter schools or going like that. I mean, the only real competition that public schools have nowadays is parochial schools, private schools, where you have to pay money to get into these schools. That's the only thing. Charter schools like that, yes, they're not basically run by a school board that's elected. They're run by a board of executives like any business would be, such as the CEO of USAA governs the business of USAA. Well, charter schools and magnet schools have the same type of setup where they have a board of directors that directs what the school is going to be doing and how their vision is going to be. That's the only difference. Okay, I'm going to put this back up. Go back over here to YouTube. So that's my whole complaint here, is that the transparency of Go Public is very, very vague at best. And again, I don't really see how they build strong communities, since the Native American community is one of the biggest communities here in San Antonio, and they're the most neglected. But definitely they're trying to build strong communities within the Hispanic and black communities, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm all for being integrated. I believe that we're all the same. We're all human beings. But to recognize one culture or many cultures over another is also wrong. And I think that we need to quit with these campaigns of slurring each other and like that, and just really come down to the brass tacks and show that we can educate these kids instead of indoctrinating them and teaching them how to conform, how to be good consumers. These kids don't know anything in this day and age about how to do simple math, because we've got a what we call core curriculum, or I forget what the actual term is like that, where we teach them how to do math in the longest way possible instead of showing them in the right way. So it's basically a dumbing down of America that we're seeing here, and it's being perpetuated by this Go Public. And I, for one, want to see something that is much better than Go Public. How about, basically, go get your education? I don't care about going public. I want to see my kids, have an education where they're, thinkers and, people that can process solutions on their own without having to go to a third party or being part of a third party solution, that, they're the ones that are leading us into our future instead of into our demise. But that's my complaint. I mean, whether you agree with it or not, it's totally up to you. But I wanted to share that. Don't buy into the BS of Go Public. It's propaganda. It's always been propaganda. Do your research. I guarantee all the information that's on their website is basically, self-information. And I can put information out there too that, I can make anything look good like that if it's coming from me. They need to have other sources, outside sources, that proves their data is true. And I call for total transparency in the Go Public awareness campaign. So take it from an education advocate. I hope that you really, really try to find out what the truth is. Don't buy into the propaganda of the education system. Again, I'm Stephen Fernandez, education advocate in the San Antonio area. Y'all have a good day.